Tim Smith said, "Oh, this is the response I've been waiting for." Tim Smith says, "Do one-on-one live advice sessions for members, maybe $5 a session, and do it with StreamYard." That's actually kind of funny. But yeah, $1 is good because, like I said, man, I don't want to take from people's pockets. That's why, like, I would do like the cheapest memberships possible, because I prefer to keep most of my content free, and just doing occasional exclusive bullshit is kind of fun, in my opinion. Um, so yeah, I think you think a dollar sounds. Yeah, I think a dollar would be great for channel memberships. I might even set that up tonight. Even though I did say that my goal is not to take from anybody's pockets on the channel, um, it would contribute greatly. Like, for example, if I had 400 channel members, right? Um, that would be huge that would be a huge source of income. Even if YouTube takes about like 30 or 40% from that dollar, I'm still getting, you know what I mean, an okay amount. So it just depends on how many people would want to be members or whatever. And the cool thing is, people wouldn't have to be permanent members, right? They could be, they could, if they feel like the channel's lacking good exclusive content, they can unsubscribe from the membership, and I'd be okay with that. I'm not like, and I wouldn't want to depend on that too heavily either, because that would be fluctuating income. But hey, fluctuating income's good. Any side income that I can get from this channel is kind of the key at this point. And I really do need to do more shows out here. I love this spot. Do people go to this spot, however? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But let's see, how much battery life do we got? 30% remaining. Yeah. But I figured I didn't need to bring my backpack or anything. I had a full battery charge, or at least 80%. My battery only charges up to 80% on purpose. Let's see. Tim Smith says, maybe divide your content. Free content is you making chili mac and doing laundry. But for $1, you get Garza Extra, where you get your thoughts on Bitcoin. See, that's the content I don't want to put behind a paywall, though. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, I think my thoughts on Bitcoin need to be made public. You know what I mean? I want everybody to be able to access my thoughts on the stupidity of Bitcoin, or the stupidity of certain things that people consider assets. I think it's good to call out things that are fake BS. I want to make that public overall. But I see what you're saying, though. But I was thinking kind of the other way around. The exclusive content, well, that's tough. That's a tough one. But I see what you're saying, though. I see what you're saying. You know what I could do, though, is just be like, kind of like, just an extra show. If you want to see more, get behind stage and see more with me. It's tough. It's tricky, man. Because I don't want anybody to miss out on the content. You know what I mean? I don't want it. It does take time out of my day to make this content. I'll admit it. And I don't want to. Like I said, I don't want to be too. I want to be greedy, but I also want to be. I want to distribute, so I don't want to keep too much of my content behind paywalls. Tim Smith says, yeah, other way around works too, but you need to do more stuff, like you drive to a Jack in the Box and do a live review, or your trip to the Our Lady Peace concert, or Tom Green, etc. Actually, that would be kind of cool. So you're saying maybe stuff like that could be more exclusive, or are you talking about that would be the free content, or that would be exclusive? Well, let me see. But you need to do more. Yeah, because the thing is, man, like with a dollar membership, even though people would only be paying $1 per month, that's still money out of their pocket. So I would have to at least deliver on some extra interesting content. So it'll be interesting, and it just depends. People will pay for what they want. Doing an exclusive show, like, for example, like I was... Oh, Tim Smith says, yeah, free content is you at your desk, and premium content is you outside of your house doing stuff. I could see that working, and then I think it's an interesting way to go about it, man. I didn't really consider that. But yeah, I think doing more like live stuff, outside of the, just like what we're doing now, I wouldn't make all these behind a paywall. But yeah, dollar membership though, like I said, I'm like the dollar store of YouTubers overall. So cheap as shit, basically. I'm cheap as hell.